Hello there, Saint Martin, Saint Miguel, and Saint Ezekiel. This is Mr. Morale, your MIL teacher, and in this video, I'm going to help you learn lesson number 1. What are we waiting for? Let's go! STEM! Your first lesson is about the types of communication. To help you memorize these types, I'm going to give you a mnemonic. This mnemonic is MISMO. If I say types of communication, you say MISMO. So what is MISMO here? We have first M, mass or public communication. We have letter I, interpersonal communication. Letter S, small group communication. Letter M, mediated interpersonal communication. And letter O, organizational communication. Again, if I say types of communication, you say MISMO. Here we have the first type, mass or public communication. In science, mass is the amount of matter in an object. In RVE, mass is a celebration of the Holy Eucharist. But in media and information literacy, mass refers to a massive number of people. In Filipino, masa yan, masa. In English, mass. Meanwhile, public is from the Latin word publicus, which means populus. In English, people. Now let's differentiate mass with public communication. The target audience of mass communication is everybody if possible. Public communication, on the other hand, targets just those who are present at the moment. So let's have an example. We have here newspaper. I guess every lolo in the Philippines reads newspaper. I chose MOR over the other radio stations, not just because I miss them, but also because totoo kasi yung tagline nila na MOR 103.1 napapakinggan kahit saan, dayta. Ayan. So, pang mass communication talaga. Next is the television. For many decades, television is the main source of information and entertainment until social media was born. How did it serve as a mass media? Basta may antena ka kasi na nakakasagap ng signal, ay you can watch news or soap opera. How about a priest giving his homily to parishioners, mass or public? It's public communication in the sense that he can only deliver the message to a limited number of people, those who can only be inside the church or near the church. Now, how can we make it mass communication? We stream it live, either through Facebook or YouTube. Ayan. Okay, let's have the second type, interpersonal. This word has 3 parts. Prefix inter, which means between. Then we have person, the big word. Of course, you know that. Then the suffix al, which turns every noun to adjective kapag dinagdag siya sa word. So, let's combine between persons. So, communication between persons. Let's have an example. Here's John Wick exchanging message with a lady. Nakalimutan ko na yung name. Here we have interpersonal. Intra means within. So, is it possible that you talk to yourself? Yes, that's intrapersonal. Either you contemplate or you reflect. Now here's the third type, small group communication. In this type of communication, at least 3 people must be taking turns fairly to have a healthy conversation. Kitang-kita natin yun si Iron Man, si Pepper Potts, tapos yung ex ni Iron Man. O, diba? Now, let's have the fourth type of communication. May I present to you one of the most famous bridges in the world? We have London Bridge. What is being connected by a bridge? We have two land points separated by water. Mediated interpersonal communication also does this. It connects two points, receiver and the sender, or sender or the receiver. So it can be low tech by written emails or written mails, written letters, or through cell phone. Here we have the last type. We have organizational communication. We have the big word organization. In this type, participants converse with each other formally and professionally because they are at work. Here I have summarized everything using a table. Please just read and analyze. But may I just clarify something? Under organizational communication, it can actually be mediated as long as it's work related. Okay? I hope you take note of that. Well then, Saint Martin, Saint Miguel, and Saint Ezekiel, always remember, basta radyo, bombo. Types of communication, MISMO. Now we are in the second part of the lesson. I suppose you are having some time in connecting the elements of message to the types of communication. But worry not, I will be answering that concern in this presentation. Okay, here is a snapshot from the movie entitled The Incredibles 2. We have here Mr. Incredible talking to his wife, Helen, Mrs. Incredible, through the phone. What would make their conversation end or be distracted? Based on the picture, it might be Jack Jack or Baby Incredible. In the elements of message, the only interference we named is noise, but in reality, it can also be some other distractions like babies or emergencies or whatsoever. Okay, here is a photo from Facebook. Let me go straight to the point. Communication is like a relationship between a couple. Let's say you tell each other how you feel, but when your body asks you to stop, you really have to stop. Ganon din sa communication. You really have a lot more of things to say. Gusto mo talagang sumagot pa, but lowbat na ang cellphone. There is no data anymore or wala nang signal. Message will not be delivered. Okay, finally, the last slide of this presentation. Here we have two photos which depict the negative side of media. Okay, kitang-kita natin dito how some media companies or media men try to change the truth or tamper the truth. My dear Saint Martin, Saint Miguel, and Saint Ezekiel, the value that I would like you to learn from this lesson is that regardless of the modality of communication, whether it's mediated or face to face, if something is changed in the elements of message, walang mangyaring maganda. For example, yung totoong information ay napalitan, kahit pa sobrang linaw ng usapan, wala. Wala pa ring magandang mangyayari. Okay? I guess this ends the presentation. May I just acknowledge my sources here? Okay. Yeah. I hope I have made things clear with this video. If you have questions or suggestions, feel free to chat me. Just search Luis Casicoreso Moral on Facebook. Till next time, bye-bye!